Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Rob Thacker. I'm the music director here at St. John's, and we're going to begin by singing hymn 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. Please rise and bow to your spirit. Feel free to dance a little. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Spotted that, huh? I invite you to join me in reciting our chalice lighting in just a moment. We gather in community, an invitation to be ourselves. As we search for truth and meaning, we light this flame in honor of the love we hold at the center. What did I write? Oh. Good morning. I'm Rev Jen Gracen, the interim minister here, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to St. John's Unitarian Universalist Church. Here we offer a community of hope, a community that can journey with you through life. A warm welcome in particular to our visitors, both in person and online this morning. St. John's is proud to be a welcoming congregation. We seek to be a spiritual home for all, and as such, we honor and value the racial, economic, cultural, age, physical ability, sexual orientation, and gender diversity of our members and visitors. There are many great things happening at St. John's. Please review your order of service. And you may want to check out the TV in the lobby or the bulletin boards in our fellowship hall. And as you'll notice, our service today is just a little bit different as we have different reflections on exploring chalice circles, what they mean and what they have to offer. Now please put your cell phones into church mode. And again, welcome to St. John's.
Please rise and bow to your spirit, and we'll sing hymn 1028, The Fire of Commitment. From the light of days remembered burns a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion to call us within. Then our promise finds fulfillment, and our future can begin. From the stories of our living rings a song bold, brave, and free, calling pilgrims still to witness to the life of liberty. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment, and our future can begin. From the dreams of youthful vision comes a new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment, and our future can begin.
I invite you to join me in reciting our affirmation. This is the mission of our faith, to teach the fragile art of hospitality, to revere both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to witness to all that we must hold the whole world in our hands. There's a TV show that you've probably heard of, even if you've never seen it, The Simpsons. The Simpsons periodically pokes gentle fun at Unitarian Universalism. In one episode, the local church is holding an ice cream social. The minister offers Lisa, one of the main characters, Unitarian Universalist ice cream. When she looks in the bowl, she exclaims, "But there's nothing there." The minister grins and says, "Exactly." Now, the joke here is that there's nothing to Unitarian Universalism because we can believe nearly anything. And yet, that theological diversity, the ability to come to UUism with no belief in God, a belief in many gods, with an understanding of the earth as sacred, with uncertainty, or along another path, is one of our greatest strengths, and it's one we don't always embrace. Several years ago, the Commission on Appraisal, a group that studies various aspects of Unitarian Universalism, completed a report called Engaging Our Theological Diversity. The report examined this idea. What is the core of UUism? What are the strengths and weaknesses of theological diversity? They found that our diversity is often something we celebrate and also something we avoid within our congregations. Perhaps we do it to avoid conflict or disagreement, but we find that we don't often discuss those big spiritual questions with each other. What happens after we die? What do you believe about the divine? How do we engage with the mystery? And yet, chalice circles and other small group ministries, but here we call them chalice circles, I believe, are the answer to that. They recognize that our theological diversity is one of our greatest strengths. It's an opportunity to deeply explore our lives and our beliefs with one another, which in turn helps us strengthen and deepen our own understanding. It helps us build church together. A friend of mine, a Disciples of Christ minister, once shared that he did not fully understand the role of prayer in his own life until he had truly listened to and learned about the experiences of his Muslim colleagues with their tradition of praying 5 times a day. Do we share experiences of the sacred? And more importantly, do we listen to others share? I do think we've made progress in the about 15 years since the appraisal report was written. We're beginning to orient to the idea that a free and responsible search for truth and meaning happens more deeply, more authentically in community, rather than just as individuals, each on our own. In church and in our other communities, we so often assume that we understand the words the other person uses without pausing to question our assumptions or wonder what it means for them. Big words like truth, hope, spirit, religion, love, prayer, faith, justice, compassion, and more. Imagine the power in finding out what someone truly believes when they say faith or prayer, or the growth that comes from finding out that someone has a way of moving through the world that speaks to you, even if the word that they use for it might be uncomfortable. I believe Chalice Circles is one of the most spiritually deepening experiences we offer here at St. John's. Hopefully, worship is another. It's the way for us to engage in a spiritual development together. Today, you're going to learn more about Chalice Circles and the value they offer us as individuals and as a community. It's an opportunity for each of us to engage with our own and others' thoughts about those deep questions. It's an opportunity to build church together and to co-create this beloved community. Amen. And speaking of co-creating this beloved community, Unitarian Universalism is a tradition that welcomes people who believe many different things. We offer a community that will be with you through the joys and the concerns that come into your lives. Each week at St. John's, we honor the experiences of our lives in a ritual of stones for joys and concerns. And here we do this by placing stones representing what we carry into the sand that represents our community over all the years we have existed. If you would like a joy or concern to be read, please leave them on the table. And if you're online, you can put your joy or concern into the chat, and we can read it during the service. We place a final stone to represent all of those of you who are joining us online. And we light the candle in gratitude for all that happens in our beloved community and that we can share it with one another. We have a few spoken to share. Carol Fensel writes from online that she is grateful to be able to share online this morning while we are still restricted by reoccurring COVID. I'm sorry you too are still experiencing that, Carol. And Beth's joy and concern is dry and light air of these current days. And Alicia shares 33 years of following my spiritual path to sobriety. Congratulations. I invite you to move into the spirit of prayer or meditation with these words by Liz Weber. Spirit of life, help us to be present with all that is our life, both our deepest sorrows and our greatest joys, so that we can truly live, engaging fully in our own life and in our community. Spirit of community, help us to know how linked we are, how each one of our cares touches us all. Help us to ask for support when we are in need and offer our support to others when we are able, so that we may rest in the solace of one another's love. Spirit of love, help us to love our neighbor as we love ourselves, so that we might fully embody love and resist hatred. Spirit of resistance, help us to stick up for what is right, even when we are tired or afraid. Help us to dream of a world as it should be and act to bring that world about. Help us to find hope each day. Spirit of hope, help us through this day and each day. Help us to be present for all that is our life. For this we pray. Amen. Blessed be. I want to invite the children and anyone who wants to come forward for our story for all ages. It is about the rooster who learned to crow. So be prepared with your animal sounds out there. You may have learned by now. And no pressure. There was once a farm that was very nearly perfect. Oh, there we go. We have a rooster joining us. The farm was very nearly perfect, except they had no rooster. So that meant that the dog didn't get up to get the paper for the farmer. The farmer woke up late to milk the cows. The cows woke up late to eat the grass when it had that dew. Apparently, that's when grass tastes best. I don't know who asked the cows, but that's what the story says. Until one day, some chickens came to the farm. And all of the farm animals were very excited because the chicken had 4 little chicks with her. And they said, "Mother chicken, is it possible that maybe one of your chicks is a rooster?" And she said, "Yes, that's my son right there." And all of the animals were very excited. But of course, they had to wait until the rooster got older because little baby chicks can't cock-a-doodle-doo like a rooster. So they had to wait until the rooster grew up so it could sing to them in the morning. Well, of course, the chicks grew and grew, and the rooster started to look a lot more like a rooster. But one day he was walking through the farm, and he was looking kind of sad. And the pig, who was always very polite, said, "Excuse me, young rooster, you look sad. Is something wrong?" And the cat, who was the rooster's best friend, said, "Yeah, tell us what's wrong." And the rooster said, "Well, to wake people up in the morning, I have to grow, which I'm doing okay with that, but I also have to crow like a rooster, and I've never met a rooster. I don't know what they sound like. I don't know what to do." Well, the animals thought about that, and the pig said, "Well, we'll help you." And the cat said, "We will?" And the duck said, "Yes, we can help." And the pig said, "Well, Mother Duck, you have seen a rooster. Why don't you show our young friend how to do this?" And so Mother Duck said, "Okay." And she swam over close and leaned back and said, "Quacka, quacka, quacka, quacka." And the rooster said, "Oh, dear." And the cat's whiskers just went up. And the pig said, well, that was great, but maybe not quite what we were hoping for. Maybe roosters get up high. Let's start there." And so the pig climbed up on a manure pile. Hey, to each their own. And the pig said, "When you leaned back, that was perfect. So now I'm going to show the rooster." And leaned back, and what do you think came out of the pig's mouth? Exactly. And the rooster said, "Oh, dear." And the cat raised her whiskers. And, other animals started coming over. They were paying attention to what was going on here. Well, so they tried to get the dog to help. And so the dog climbed up on the fence and tried to balance on the top of the fence and opened his mouth and said, "Right." And the cat said, "Well, to be honest, I don't necessarily want you waking me up in the morning. I like to sleep late, but let me give this a try." So the cat opened her mouth and she said, and the rooster said, "Oh, dear." And so they went through all of these animals. And what did the cat, then the cow even tried to help. Right? And none of this sounded quite right. So, so the pig finally said, "Well, have you ever just tried?" And the pig said, "Why don't you just open your mouth and try?" And so the rooster said, "Well, okay, I'll try to do it like you all." And so the rooster flew up on the top of the fence and opened his mouth and said, and everybody was so happy except the cat. And from that point on, they lived in a nearly perfect farm. In the morning, the rooster woke people up, and the cows got the best grass, and the farmer got the milk, and the dog got the newspaper, and everybody was happier because they had worked together to figure this out and encouraged the rooster to trust himself. The end. Thank you for your help.
May your mind be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart know love and your hands do the work of justice as you go your way in peace. May your mind be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your hands do the work of justice as you go your way in peace. As you go your way in peace.
Act 2. For me, they're chalice groups. It's what I've known them as for about 2 decades. Others in the denomination, including Reverend Jen, know them more as chalice circles, but they're the same thing. And I've really come to realize that this really is small group ministry, just like many denominations have, but this is UU flavor, UU style. What are they? They're covenantal groups that meet monthly for a church year, roughly 8 to 10 people in a group. They meet monthly for an hour and a half. By covenantal, I mean this is a group that agrees on how it will be together, how it will participate, how they will share with each other. So it creates a safe place to share. What they do primarily is have single topic discussions on things that are relevant, value-based things in life. It's part of, as I've come to see it, the Unitarian search for truth and meaning. There's much to be found in those discussions. My history with chalice groups goes back nearly 20 years when the Reverend Frank Carpenter brought them to us. And I've participated every year since, every year they've been offered. Why do I do this? What do I get out of them? Well, first of all, I build friendships of greater depth with many St. Johners. And because I've done these groups many times with many people, I've developed those kind of greater depth relationships with many of you. And as my life changes and your lives change, even if I'm in a group with the same person multiple times, I learn new things every time from them that affect me. And I hope they learn that about me. I also know it strengthens church. Having a church community where the congregants know each other, understand each other, feel for each other's struggles, victories and defeats, it builds church. But the big one for me is the discussions themselves. These are single topic discussions, and as I've said many times, where in your life, certainly in my life, do I get together with a bunch of friends in a safe situation and discuss one thing of spiritual relevance for over an hour? It kind of doesn't happen in life. So this is a very special kind of space and discussion and sharing where people share their lives and values and search for wisdom, the wisdom of the group. These are value-based discussions. They're part of a search for truth and meaning. They're sharing from our individual lives. The discussions are stimulating and rich, and I'd say even sometimes magical. It helps me clarify my values as the world around me changes and I change and the people around me change. So it's not like it's ever over. And so these discussions are a constant reboot of my value system, and so valuable to me. It's a conversation, it's sharing in a safe space with trusted friends. Let me give you a sample of some topics that we've discussed in the recent past and some from the way back. Gratitude, resilience, justice and equity, generosity, courage, joy, bearing witness, radical hospitality, pluralism, deep listening, home, what does it mean? Life lessons, or the subtitle was Things I've Learned by Messing Up. The blessing of the kindness of strangers, interdependence, perseverance, places that heal your spirit, the road not taken. So not lightweight topics, they're topics that drive you inward and make you think. Who might want to sign up? Well, if I judge from the groups I've had in the past, I've had people who were ages late 20s to late 80s. I've had people whose time at St. John's ranged from 2 weeks to over 50 years. I've had people who lived around the block and people that drove over 60 miles to get here. There are people of diverse spiritual backgrounds, work backgrounds, and present life situations. And just to be clear, I speak of these things as an extrovert, but I recognize that over half of any Unitarian congregation is introverts. And yes, introverts have been in chalice groups, are in chalice groups, and gain from chalice groups. It's a safe place to listen, to consider, and to share what of your life you wish to share. So if any of that sounds like you, come on down.
Thank you, Bill. The offering we take each Sunday isn't just a stale habit. It's an opportunity to recommit to this place, to these people. Our offering is an affirmation, a yes. When we give, we say yes to something we value. With our gifts freely given, may we say yes to the values of our faith. May our offering help us practice Unitarian Universalism within and beyond our congregation as tools to empower our mission. St. John's is committed to creating a safe and caring community, working for peace and social justice, and celebrating beliefs that respect freedom of thought. Thank you for your gifts to our beloved community.
Good morning.
Good morning.
If you don't know me, I'm Melissa Rowland. I'm the immediate past president on the board, but I'm talking to you today about chalice groups. I had my first experience with chalice groups approximately 10 years ago, and Bill was the leader of that group. I found the conversation engaging, and I really enjoyed getting to know better the people that I often see on Sunday mornings or in other church activities. But unlike soup and bread lunch or coffee hour, where conversations are brief and my attention is often pulled in multiple directions, chalice groups are intimate and focused. We get time to really consider the topic and deeply listen to our group members. This year, I volunteered to lead a chalice group. I really prefer meeting in person for in-depth discussions because my home is just too distracting. It's either the dogs or the cats or the people. So I offered to lead a group in person this year. I'm looking forward to meeting my other group members. I hope some of you are out there right now. I'm looking forward to our discussions and the inevitable introspection that I will grow from as a result. Chalice groups tighten the bonds we have with each other and inspire deep thought. I hope that you're able to join me or another group this year. Thank you.
I'm the one who can make the difference. Yes, I will make the difference. Against all odds, I can live to share my love with others. Yes, I can make the difference. I can make it. Take my hand as we make this journey across the land. I'm the one who can make the difference. Yes, I will make the difference. Against all odds, I can live to share my love with others. Yes, I will make the difference. Take my hand as we make this journey across the land. I had the courage to keep going on. I had the faith when all hope was gone. And I had the strength to keep holding on. Yes, I can. 'Cause I'm the one who can make the difference. Yes, I will make the difference. Against all odds, I will live to share my love with others. Yes, I will make the difference. I will take my hand as we make this journey across the land. I had the courage to keep holding on. I had the faith when all hope was gone. And I had the strength to keep holding on. Yes, I can make the difference. I can make the difference. Yes, I can. 'Cause I'm the one who can make the difference. Yes, I will make the difference against all odds. I will live to share my love with others. Yes, I will make the difference. I will take my hand as we make this journey across the land. We're the ones who can make the difference. Yes, we will make the difference against all odds. We can live to share our love with others. Yes, we will make the difference. We can take my hand as we make this journey across the land. Cross the land. Cross the land. Cross the land. Cross the land. Take my hand.
Thank you, choir. That was beautiful. I'm Nancy Johnson. I'm not Carol Fensel. Carol was supposed to be up here today, so she asked me to say the things that she would have said if she were here. And also, I just want to note, in line with the song, that one of the ways you can make a difference and share your love is to join a chalice group. It's really deepening. And in addition to the monthly topics, which are really interesting and challenging, we do check-in every month, where you just have a chance in a safe space to say how your life is going. And it's really powerful to do that with the same group of people over time. So anyway, my job today is nuts and bolts. Like, if you haven't already signed up, how do you do this? And what are chalice groups, sort of in a more detailed way? Chalice groups are ideally 8 to 10 people, one or two of whom are the facilitators. And this year, we actually have enough facilitators to have 5 groups, which is great. And for the first time in a while, we have 2 groups that will be in person, one on Friday afternoons and one on Sunday afternoons. We'll have 3 evening groups. They meet at 7. The afternoon groups meet at 1:30. So we're going to start meeting in October, 2nd and 3rd week, and runs through May. So it's 8 months. And we hope that if you sign up for a group, you can come to most of the meetings. Things come up. But it's important to be there when you can because of the relationships that you form and the information and feelings that get exchanged in those groups. So how do you sign up? There are 3 ways. First and easiest for people in the modern age, you can scan this QR code that is in your order of service. It will take you directly to the sign-up link. I want to know if you can really do it from your seat looking at that. But if you don't want to use a QR code, there's in the e-news, there's a link you can click on from your computer or your phone. And if you're online, that link is also in the chat today. And then, for those of you okay. Thank you, Charles. I have always been skeptical about that. And then if, like my brother Ron, you're a Luddite, we have some paper forms, or if you just don't like the computer or your phone is cranky today. And Marty Harrington, who is give a wave, has forms, and she'll be in the lobby after the service. When do you need to sign up? Soon. We're starting the second week in October, so we need everybody to be signed up by this Friday, the 27th. So sign up before you leave today, or go home if you need to look at your calendar. And your meeting will always be on the same day of the week in the same week of the month. So if you're in the third Monday group, you can look at a calendar and see exactly what dates you'll meet between now and May. Okay, and then when you sign up, you'll have a chance to indicate your 3 preferences for first, second, and third, and times you can't come at all. Diana Long, bless her heart, will take all these forms and magically coordinate them and figure out how to assign people to groups. Once you've been assigned to a group, you'll get an email or a call from your facilitator just to confirm that you're in and what time you're assigned to. So again, we need signups by this coming Friday. I hope as many people as possible will sign up. It's a really wonderful experience. If you have any questions, talk to Melissa or Bill or me or Charles or Marty after the service. Thank you all.
So for announcements, I encourage you to look in your order of service. We have a special service next week related to climate justice. Tai Chi is starting on the 3rd of October. Tai Chi is restarting. And something that isn't in your order of service, Lunch with the Minister, which is Thursdays at noon, is going to be at 1 p.m. this week. If you come, I'll tell you why. It's not that interesting, so don't cancel anything. And our next forum, which they've moved to the first Sunday of the month, will be October 6th, and will be presented by Howard Tolley.
All righty. We'll end by singing 10:14, Answering the Call of Love, which is standing on the side of love in the hymnal, but answering the call of love. Please rise and body your spirit. 10:14, sing whichever words I guess you're feeling today. So here we go. I didn't say that in public. 1, 2. So every soul is blessed and made whole. The truth in our hearts is our guide. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are the call of love. Sometimes we build a barrier to keep love tightly bound, corrupted by fear, unwilling to hear, denying the beauty we found. We are answering the call together as hearts beat as one, emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. A bright new day is dawning when love will not divide. Reflections of grace in every embrace, fulfilling the vision divine. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one, emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. We are answering the call of love.
We leave this gathered community, but we don't leave our connection, our concerns, our care for each other. Our service to each other, to the world, and to our faith continues until we are together again. Friends, be strong, be well, be true, be loving. Go in peace, go in love.